Hey, it's Allie Edwards, and I am super excited to share with you our new Week in the Life collection for 2025. Week in the Life is a project that I've been doing now, I think since 2005. Every year, I picked one week, take a lot of pictures, write a lot of things down during that 7-day period and put it together into an album. It's a project that I dearly love. It's something that even if you're not a regular scrapbooker or a regular memory keeper, that you could participate in, and whatever stories you end up telling, it's a magical project. All right, let's dive in and see what we have in this year's collection. All right, this year we did one new album for Week in the Life. This is a 6x8 black album with the days of the week handwritten in white, kind of like a chalky writing on them. I think it turned out really cute. We did not do a new 10x8 album, but as you'll see coming up, we do have some leftover from last year that can be added to your box. Here's a side view and then the inside. This is the album I'll be using this year. In addition, here's some of the other albums that we have that you can use if you would rather use something else. So we have this one. This is the one that I used last year, 6x8 size. Then there is this one, which I think is from 2 years ago. I actually used a different album, or I think I used this one at that point in time. You can see I've got some other fun stuff in this particular album right now. So there's the peachy one. And then we have the cream with gold dots. These are all albums that we've previously released, but are going to be available within the category. So if you're wanting to either get a different album or add to your box for the future, those will be available. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at what we have in the Week in the Life kit this year. I'm super excited about this one. I really enjoyed thinking through the designs as I was setting it up, wanting to make it targeted, wanting it to be easy to put together, wanting it to be creative and fun. So Week in the Life for this year, I'm going to be doing it in a 6x8 album. Like I mentioned, we do have 10x8 albums available from previous years. Some of the shot products that you will see are in the 10x8 size. All of those can be cut down to 6x8. So let's dive in. One of the first things that we have in this one are these divider pages. They've got a scalloped edge. They are color blocked on the front, and these represent the different colors that are in the kits this year. So I'll be using one of these for each day of the week. They have the color blocking on the front. They are white on the back with the scalloped edge. I haven't decided exactly how I'll be using these yet, but they're ripe for something, right? They could have photo strips on them. I could stamp on them. I could have big numbers on them. The back could be a full page of journaling. The back could be, and you could use sticker paper, or you could add it on, right? You could handwrite it even if you wanted to. So lots of different options. And these represent I can't remember if I said this yet, but the colors of the kits this year and of the products. And basically each day kind of has a color, and you'll see that as we go along. So with this kit, we've got the 6x8 size here that can go in the 6x8 album, or it can go in the 10x8 album. We also have 4x4, 3x8, and 3x4. I'm going to talk through each one of those. So then we've got the 3x4 cards, 1 week, 7 days, and each day of the week represented with the color that we've established for each day. So essentially Monday, red; Tuesday, yellow; Wednesday, green; Thursday, pink; Friday is that peach color, Saturday is a different green, kind of a more blue green, and then Sunday is kind of this blue purple. So each day of the week ends up kind of being colors that then can go over here with those guys. So we've got those as 3x4 cards. Then we have these really cute inserts that are essentially 3x8. They're about that size. They've got the scallop along the outside edge. You can see that when you get it, they're filled in there, and you can just punch out all those little pieces to get the cute outlined scallop. These can go into the album. You can punch holes. We left the holes off so you can decide what you want to do. You can punch holes and put them in right along the edge. You could use a page attacher. You could also pair these with journaling, or pair them with a photo, so that you could stitch it together. You could just adhere them together so that then the photo is where the the photo is where the holes go. Just some options. It's going to have options for you. Again, these represent each one of the different colors. So if you want to do, all the red pieces could go on Monday. So kind of looking at that. as you are thinking about how you want to put this together. Okay, so we've done those. So 4x4 cards, these in our 10x8 albums, we have 4x4 pockets, but these can also easily be cut down into the 3x4 size. So essentially you're cutting off the scallops on the edges there to create the 3x4 card, and then you can add your journaling if you're just wanting to do things that are in the 3x4 size. One thing I always like to point out to people is that with a 4x4 like this, even if you're working in an album doesn't have 4x4 page protectors, you can also just attach it into the album itself, which is probably what I will do, because I really like having the different page sizes in an album like this. So, you know, this will be one page, this will be another page, this could potentially be another one that just gets added right in, and then I have something, a story to tell on the back or a photo on the back. Photo can go here, lots of different options, or you can cut it up and put it in a page protector, or use it in the 10x8 page protector size. So those are all the same design, just with the different colors. So really easy to have a very cohesive look in your album this year with the different colors. So we've got those. Okay, then let's talk about the embellishments that are in this kit. First one here, I did a set. These are so fun. I love how they turned out. These are plastic. Each one has a quote on them, an everyday life quote, and on the top it says, remember this. Let me show you what this looks like inside of a page protector. Find my page protector. What I did with this is I wanted it to be able to pop up out of the top of the pocket. So it's a little bit taller than 4 inches. These turn out super cute. These could go on a photo. They could go on outside of something. You could actually add these into the album with the holes too. You could make them into like a 3x8 sized thing, you know, with maybe a photo on the bottom that is attached into your album. And there are 7 of those as well. So 7 different quotes about everyday life. Super, super cute. I love how those turn out. They made me so excited. The other thing that I love, I wanted to do some different sorts of embellishments with this one this year, kind of play around with some more creative ideas, or try to just think of something a little bit different. So the next thing that you're going to see in this Week in the Life kit are stitched vellum pockets that say things to remember, bits of life, and then it says currently on the top. These turn out so cute. They're white on the back. You can add a little bit of journaling on here. We've got one for each color. You can mix and match too if you want to mix up the colors. Let me show you how these go. So it is a literal stitched vellum pocket that this guy can go right down inside of. It's so cute. Let me show you what that looks like in a page protector too. So it can fit inside of a page protector. This would also be great for adding directly on top of a photo if you wanted to do something like that. But I mean, it's going to be so cute. It's going to be so cute. I'm super excited. Okay, so what else do I need to show you? Let me show you the other embellishments. So one of the things that I wanted this year was I wanted a few more smaller things. So the first thing we did, this is a sticker sheet, and it has all of these little sentiments like this. You can see with the outline. And on this one, what we did is these are times ing words times 5, at least for the top here. So loving, listening, watching, working, feeling, eating, reading, laughing, and then remember, and then ugh, and then currently. So those are all times 5. So you could pick 5 days out of the week. Maybe you want to do the ing words on the weekdays and then do something different on the weekend. It also has each of the days of the week twice, including Saturday and Sunday. And then there's a 2005 of this week, my story, family, our story, weekend, right now, and then some blank ones that you could add something onto. These turned out really cute. I'm very excited about those. And then we did a chipboard set that also has some smaller pieces in it. So it's going to give you even more options for documenting or adding things on. I'm just going to move these guys off. So this is chipboard, some sentiments on the top, everyday life, the details. Let's pop this out so you can see what that looks like. So cute, so cute. So those are the sentiments that are on there. This story, this is times 7. So you could easily use this on, cards, or each one, something like that on here, wherever you're going to end up wanting to use it. Then we did little tags. This has each day of the week with the actual day in white and the other part in black. Then we've got the 1 week on the bottom. There's the 2025. The days of the week in the circles there. And then these are also little sentiments that are similar to these guys, but just have other things on them. Documented, so good, another mess, that kind of thing. So that is the Week in the Life kit. Let's take a look at the other kit that we have this year, which is called By the Numbers. And these two can work together. You can use them individually. Lots of options. All right, next up, let's take a look at the By the Numbers kit that we also have available with this collection. When we were planning Week in the Life for this year, we wanted to do something a little bit different. We wanted to bring in another theme, and we thought that numbers would be super fun for this because it's something that you can use in conjunction with Week in the Life if you want to, or these can simply be products that support your ongoing storytelling. I've always found numbers to be a great story jumpstart or a story lens. Lots of things in our lives that we can count. And so this is one of the ways that you could approach documenting your week. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have included in this one. This one has a couple different papers. It has a vellum here, this big By the Numbers vellum, which would be fun as a title page. It also has a couple of pattern papers or papers. One is die cut that says counting up the pieces of life right now with the 0 through 9 along the edge. And then this one says these days life is measured by, with the life is currently measured by on the circle. So you could measure, life is measured by walks, life is measured by meals, life is measured by, think about things that are specific to your own life right now. Might be life is measured by volleyball practices or those kinds of things. Like think more specifically to your own life. So those are the 2 papers or 3 papers that are included in there. We also did a big sticker sheet. So this is a 6x8 sticker sheet, which has individual 1 through 100 numbers. The idea here being that you could count things up, and over the course of the week, these may be able to work for you is essentially what we were thinking. Maybe you do something 30 times or something else 31 times. Just kind of a fun way to approach that as well. All right, in addition to the papers, then we have some ovals. These say life in numbers with the different colors that we are using in the color scheme this year. These also fit into the 3x4 pockets. There you can kind of see what that looks like inside one of those. So we've got the life in numbers ovals. We have a set of 10 circles here, 1 through 10 with the numbers and then details, a little space for details underneath. So something simple could be written on there or stamped on there. Those turn out cute. These are, I believe they are 2x2. Would be great in terms of pocket pages. I'm probably going to do a 2x2 page in part of my design formula or in my design formula for Week in Life this year. I love that size and I love including those in there. So we have those, and then we have a set of tags which turned out really cute this many times. But it's basically, how many texts did you get over the course of the week? How many, some of these say have numbers, some of them are blank. Some of them have quotes, a lot and a little. Let's get the quote ones off there, life in numbers. So how many books, maybe how many cups of coffee, how many miles. You could stamp numbers on here. You could use these little circles, minutes, and then it's the little things that count. So fun set of little tags. Then we did die cut numbers, and these are, I think there's 5. Is this right? I think we'll have to look on the picture, but 5 sets of 0 through 9 is what we have of these. So you can make a variety of different combinations. You could do like 6, and then you could write a little bit of journaling around the outside, or this could be the title portion. Let's say life in number 6 is the number of books you read over the course of the week or something like that. And then you could have a photo in one pocket and a story in another pocket. So that's kind of some ways to think through that. Then we have plastic pieces in this kit as well. So we have the bigger plastic pieces in that cream color. These are 1 through 10. Of those, if you want to count something. And then we have these other little plastic pieces too here that are like dollar signs, the percentage, the hashtag, a plus sign, some of the colors of the kit there, along with some other plastic words. So these are things that you may want to count up. Years, we've got weeks, we've got miles, trips, rides, steps, let's see, meals, miles, by the numbers, just the little phrase there, books, days, weeks, some of those are repeats too, walks, months, hours, sleeps. That's fun too, like 7 sleeps or however many sleeps. things that you can think about to document. That'll be fun to brainstorm. All right, that's a look at the By the Numbers kit. Let's see what else we have available in this year's collection. Okay, next up, let's take a look at some of the items that are available in the shop this time. So we have a set of transparent dividers. These are 10 by 8. They can be cut down to 6 by 8. Each one has the hello day of the week. You can see how that is a see-through part of the transparency with all the different colors. So we've got one of those for each day of the week. It's the big 10 by 8 transparency pack. I will use those. Probably those will be the main divider for each of my days. And then I will use these guys as an interior page or as a part of the formula for my day. So with this project specifically, I set up a design formula that I follow for each of the days to make it easier for the documenting process. So I will use those to capture something in there. That will be fun. Okay, and then this year, another thing that we did, this is something new, is we decided to do a paper pack or a die cut paper pack. And this has a couple different sizes of papers and things that you can do with these if you're wanting some more papers. So we have a set of 2x2s. These are the colors in the kit. These can fit into the 2x2 pockets. You could stamp on them. You could put little photos on them. Lots of options. This pack also has a 4x6 set of cards with the cute little scalloped edge and a little bit of like watercolor painting on the top of them. These are also the colors in the kit. So there are 7 of those. There are 7 of the pattern papers. Again, this is the pattern that is on the outside of the album this year in black, but we've got each color. So the red and the pink and the yellow with just the days of the week printed on there. You can see the rest of those. And it also has one pattern paper that's the same as we did on the transparencies over here, but just it, it could be your title page. It could be, you could use each one of those little squares to hold some content. You could lift things. Yeah, there's just going to be so many different fun things that can be done with all of this. Okay, so there's those papers, the 10 by 8 size. And then if you're doing 10 by 8, this would be great, but you could also cut these down. So in our 10 by 8 albums, we have a page protector that is a 10 by 4 sized pocket. And so we made these that you could use these in if you're doing 10 by 8, but you can also cut these down to 3 by 4 or 4 by 6. You can cut them down to be able to use them in whatever size you want. And actually out of these, here's a 6, right? We've got a 6-inch, and then you would have a 4 by 4 that you can cut down to a 3 by 4 if you wanted. So this is, again, colors of the kit. So fun and so usable, actually, whether you're doing Week in the Life or if you just needed a foundation for another project too. So those are the first 2 things from the shop. Okay, so other things that you will find in the shop, I'm going to do the stamps next. We have stamp sets too. For the last couple of years, we've done some mugs. We did a mug with some cute little hearts for this collection this year, and then a tumbler, a glass tumbler with the metal straw and the wood lid there that has just a bunch of the numbers on there, which is really fun and can think about counting in numbers. And if you like typography, this is fun for that also. So those are available to add to your box. We also have a cute little set of wood hearts. Can never have enough. Some little wood veneer hearts in the colors of the kit. A couple different sizes there. These aren't too thick either. I kind of like the thickness of them. So you could stamp on those. You can use them in a variety of different places. And then we have this little set, which I'm super excited about, of half circles. And let me show you how these ones work together. So this is a big pack of half circles. Kind of like, in December Daily when we've done the, we do those big pack of like 2x2s. This is kind of in that similar vein. And this one has a variety of different things. So we've got each day of the week. You'll see those. Some of them have words on them. Some of them have the outline. Today looks like this. Again, these are all, when you put them together, oh my God, it's so cute. What is that? That's there. So yeah, they make a 2x2 circle. So we've got moments. So you'll see there's repeats, right? Probably 7 of each one. Here's like the Friday and the Thursday. So these could go together, and each one has the today looked like this. So you can kind of mix and match. You could do moments, maybe you want to end up going like this. So the today looks like, here's another moments one. Oh man, these turn out so cute. Today looks like, there's the moments, the days of the week. Enough of those. 7 of the moment, 7 of the days of the week. And I think that there's 7 of the outline and then probably 7 of the filled in version, if I remember right as well. So cute. Oh, and then we've got remember. Oh yeah. And then this, so this is was what the album is going to look like, right? That day of the week pattern. Oh, that's so cute. That works good with that too. Upside down. You can do it this way. You could do it this way. Whew. Okay, there's 7 of those in the black. Again, these are plastic. 7 in the full colors. The outlines, 7 of the outlines. Ugh, very excited. I will absolutely be including these as well, just because I think they're so cute. And there's 7 of each one, so you have those nice repeated elements times 7, right? There's more remember, one more color, and one more thankful for this week in my life. So that could be at the end. So cute. Okay, so each of these is available individually in the shop. We also did an updated journal for this year. We will have a bundle where you can get the journal and the by the numbers kit together. That will be one option. You can also get this individually. And this is great for taking notes over the course of the week if you want to do it that way. It's also this could be where your project lives in here. And so when you open it up, again, it's updated for this year, calling it the Storytelling Journal. We've got the day of the week. We've got the Monday timeline where you can fill in what you do over the course of the day. Then we've got Monday, more of the story, gratitudes, feelings, what I want to remember about the day. These are similar to the prompts we've had here in the past, just some updates. ING words for Monday. Over here you can put photos, you could draw, you could paint, you could do all kinds of different things. And then we also have the Monday by the numbers. So we follow that same formula for each day of the week, and each one has a couple of blank or dotted pages in between. So then we go into Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday. So fun. So this could be your whole project. This might be just what fits right in your life this year, or you might want to do the album, or you might want to do a combination of things. So let's go ahead and take a look at the stamp sets. Okay, for stamp sets this year, we have 5 new stamp sets, 2 that are 6x8 sized and 3 that are 3x4. Let's talk about this one first. So we did a new number set, a new 6x8 number set. Let's just move these guys over here. We have done a similar one to this in the past that has different fonts, and I'm going to show that to you. This was the past one that we did, and I believe that this one is sold out, so we don't have this one available anymore. So we did an updated version, which is super fun. Like, I just love how it turned out. It's a really usable stamp set, obviously in a nice size. The stamps, the letter stamp or the number stamps are about a ½ inch tall. And obviously they vary in their width. So a fun set of numbers, because you can never have too many numbers. So there's the number stamp set. And then the other 6x8 stamp set we did includes some of the same designs that you have seen in the collection. We've got the days of the week on the top with an UGG and a yep, the good day, hard day in this season. Remember today's numbers, basics, moments, thankful for this week in the life, week in my life. Today look like this. We've got the half circle shapes there, and we also have the scalloped edge oval shape that you saw in the main kit. These days life is measured by, which could go inside there. You can also stamp these obviously on top of the 2x2s or other paper elements that we have in the kits. We also have a big 2025 on here, so I just wanted to call that out. Then for the 4x6 stamp sets, we did the 2 different fonts that I use in this year's collection. All right, let's talk about this one specifically. I just want to call out a couple things. So this one had variations in the typeset or the typeface. So like here's an O and here's a second version of the O. There's a second version for some of the letters. Some of them are messy than the other version. Some of them are not as stencily, or they have a little extra just trying to see some variation on them, which I think is fun, because then it doesn't look like you're using the same stamp all the time. And then it has the numbers along the bottom there. The other one, so these are both typefaces that were used in the collection this year. So then we have this one here that has the uppercase and the lowercase version of this typeface, which has some of the things filled in there and a few of the embellishments along the bottom. Both super usable. As you guys know, I love alpha stamping. And so these are a fun ones to add to the collection. And I also like them because they're a little bit of a different size, a little smaller than some of the bigger ones we've been offering, which is nice to have that contrast. So we've got those 2 alpha stamps, and then we have a specific week in the life stamp set. There's the big 1 week, 7 days. We've got another scalloped edge there, one little week in the life, a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's all one stamp. That would be really fun to do some repeat stamping. We have all the days of the week, the remember this, and then the days of the week in the little circle with this life. So that's a look at the 5 different stamp sets we have available. Again, the stamps are also part of the buy all bundle if that is something that you are looking at this year. All right, that is a look at all of the different pieces in our Week in the Life release this year. Let me know if you guys have questions in the comments below.